towns can often fall to the wayside with businesses closing their doors or schools consolidating.
But in tonight's Eye on Kettleland, Lauren Solik takes us to one southwest Minnesota town refusing to be just another community that's time forgotten.
Beaver Creek, Minnesota is a quintessential small town. Quiet and tight-knit.
It seems like you know the majority of the people and kind of watch their kids grow up and things of that nature. So my wife and I enjoy it.
Rick Tachi has lived here his whole life. That's 70 years for anyone wondering.
As you get older, some of your friends are not here anymore. So that's probably the biggest change that I see anyhow in Beaver Creek.
But in recent years, the town of just under 300 people has been seeing some more positive changes as well. For example, this splash pad was installed 2 years ago between the school playground and baseball field.
We were kind of looking at different options for the kids and kind of seeing that, maybe there's a need for something like that, and there's been a really good turnout.
Now, our news crew was here early in the morning, so no kids were splashing around yet. But Mayor Josh Tooney assures us the attraction draws in a good crowd.
We actually every day probably have people with South Dakota license plates on their vehicle that they come over from Brandon or Sioux Falls. They're all over the place.
The town also hopes to welcome in more residents as a development project by the golf course continues to add new houses.
It's kind of picking up again with the building going on. We actually have a tax abatement that we started a few years ago. So that runs until August of next year, where if you build a new house, we'll abate your taxes, and actually the school district, the county, and the city will all abate your taxes. So if you build a new house out on the golf course on one of their open lots, you would not pay taxes for 5 years.
Giving anyone a chance to experience small town living.
Because we're just a pretty nice town, and we also have like a school district in here, the Hills Beaver Creek School District. A couple of years ago, they got what's called the Blue Ribbon Award. It's one of the highest awards that you can get in the state. So we're really proud of our town and our school district and everything that we kind of have to offer over here.
And speaking of the school, elementary students in Beaver Creek will soon be undergoing some changes in the coming years too. This older building will be torn down once a new one is standing near the golf course. Tooney says construction will start in March of next year, and students will hopefully be welcomed in for the 2025 school year.
If we would have not done that or built, we have a consolidated school district with Hills, Minnesota. So if it went there and built on to the secondary school, it could have been a major blow for Beaver Creek. So we're pretty happy about that. Cost some money, but that's the way it is.
Now, for Rick Tachi, one of the main changes he's seen throughout the years is just the people who have come and gone. But soon, some of those people might be coming home again for the first annual Beaver Days, a weekend filled with parade, vendor fair, street dance, and more. It's a type of celebration Beaver Creek hasn't seen for a while.
Probably the last celebration would be probably, the centennial of 1976. So that's probably the last parade.
So we kind of looked around, and all the other towns have some kind of town celebration, and we haven't had one for probably 40, 50 years that we had a street dance back then. So we kind of got it together with a group of people thinking, hey, we should make something happen in Beaver.
Exciting new things happening and exciting things to come in Beaver Creek, still with room to grow.
More businesses would be great to get some more downtown businesses, and if somebody wants to come in and run a small bakery or a coffee shop, that kind of stuff, that seems to go over well in small towns, so that would be great as well.
With Eye on Kettleland, I'm Lauren Solik.
And there are also plans to create a pickleball court. Now, the first ever Beaver Days will be August 4th and 5th. For all the details on what you can expect that weekend, visit this story on Kettleland.com.